What up, everybody? Michael Rainey Jr. recently posted a few pictures on his IG story of him and Snowfall star Damson Idris. And this is not the first time I've seen the two actors in photos together, leaving me to ask the question, could we see Damson Idris in the Power universe in the near future? This being the final season of Power Book 2, but not the end of the Power universe. 50 Cent said that the Power universe was expanding and something huge was on the horizon. Other than the return of Omari Hardwick reprising his role as James St. Patrick and returning to the Power screen after faking his death, I can't think of nothing bigger and that I would personally want to see more than Damson joining the Power universe. If you haven't watched Snowfall already, you're missing out on a classic, and he killed the role of Franklin Saint, even though in my personal opinion, the ending was trash. And also keep in mind that before Power actually ended, 50 Cent posted a behind the scenes picture of him with Michael Rainey Jr. and Gianni Paolo from Power Book 2, but deleted the post after a few minutes, realizing he was giving away too much info. What if Rainey Jr. posting the picture with Damson Idris is a hidden message that Damson Idris is about to be a part of the Power universe and starring in one of the upcoming Power Book spin-offs? Keep in mind what the Star's CEO said in an interview right before it was announced that Season 4 would be the final season of Power Book 2. He said that it's more cost effective to cancel a series after Season 3 or 4 and create spin offs from that series. And that's a big part of why Power Book 2 Ghosts is getting canceled, because the budget for 3 characters from Book 2 is almost as much as the entire budget for the main characters from OG Power. Rainey Jr. reportedly makes $150K per episode, and Method Man reportedly makes the same thing, $150K an episode, and Mary J. Blige making $400K an episode. That alone for just 3 characters is totaling $600K per episode. Then, even considering they added Michael Ealy for Season 4, and the Book 2 casting budget is something crazy right now. I said that because Damson Idris reportedly made $80K an episode for his role as Franklin Saint in Snowfall. So stars could potentially bring in Damson for around the same price that Rainey is reportedly receiving, around 150 bands an episode. That would be almost doubling his Snowfall salary. And since Snowfall, Damson hasn't joined another series or anything like that, at least that I'm aware of, I do see him in some commercials, doing some brand deals from time to time. I saw him doing a Henny commercial, and I thought that it was ironic. Out of all people, they got Franklin Saint to do a liquor commercial. So with that said, if Damson Idris were to join the Power universe, what would his role be, and are there any kind of clues on the show that this could actually happen? And the answer is yes. There are definitely 1000% clues from Power on episode 6, the episode that just aired around the same time that Rainey Jr. posted the picture. Keep in mind that even though he played an American-born character in Snowfall, according to Google, Idris was born in Peckham, southeast London, to Nigerian parents, and he is of Yoruba Nigerian descent. That just goes to show his range as an actor, because he naturally talks with a British accent. And in episode 6, it was revealed by Anya Covington to Tariq that Noma has a brother in Nigeria that Noma goes to visit all the time. But she won't let Anya travel to Nigeria with her, where her family is from, because she tells Anya that it's too dangerous. And even though Noma is of Nigerian descent, she speaks with an English accent. Keep in mind, when Zion questioned Braden about who was supplying the Russians, Braden told him some British Noma. When Tariq was asking Anya questions about Noma, she also told him that Noma's based out of Milan in London, but she's been spending more time in the US lately after her father's death. And we know that that's because in Italy, it's too hot for Noma after she killed her ex-husband, Francesco Lombardi. So with that said, just putting 2 and 2 together, I got to ask the question, are they setting up Damson Idris to come into the Power universe and play Noma's mystery brother? Because of his English Nigerian background and Noma's English Nigerian background, and the fact we now know that Noma has a brother. A big question is, what is Noma's ties to London? We know that Noma's ties to Italy is most likely because of her marriage to Lombardi, and that they have sent Anya off to boarding school in the States her whole life to hide their double lives from her, and that's why she speaks with an American accent. Most likely, Noma's brother would expose her criminal side to Anya, and that's why Noma won't let Anya visit her brother in Nigeria with her. Like Noma told Monet in season 3, if she had any children, she would keep them as far away from that life as possible. I think there's a chance that Noma and her family either come from royalty or wealth, possibly coming from dirty money, from being in the life and being in the game. Could be a generational thing for her family, a storyline we've seen repeated throughout Power. In a video I made a few days ago, I said that Noma and her brother likely sit at the top of the Nigerian mafia. This could even have dated back to their parents' involvement. And just like Noma and Lombardi have always sent Anya away to boarding school, Noma's parents likely also sent her and her brother to boarding school in London, and that's why she's now based in London and considers that her home. If her brother went back to Nigeria after finishing boarding school, it was most likely to take over the family business and run in the Nigerian mafia. There's also a chance that their parents were wealthy but died when they were young and sent them to London to grow up after their death, and her brother went back to Nigeria once he was grown to avenge his parents' deaths. There's a lot of different angles they could go with this storyline, but I could definitely see a final episode that has the final scene revealing who Noma's brother is, and it's Damson Idris, kind of like how they showed Unique was still alive at the end of Raising Cain in season 3. Then this would set the stage for the upcoming spin-off. Something this big would have to be recorded on a low to keep it from getting leaked. So that's why likely he would only be in the final scene of the series. But because the fact that Noma won't let Anya go to Nigeria with her, obviously this means that she's hiding something from her. But what if it's not a brother at all? What if Noma has another family or possibly a son in Nigeria that Anya doesn't know about? Because of the real life 17-year age gap between Carolyn Chickasee and Damson Idris, there is also a chance that he could play her son. But because Power casts actors to play characters younger than what they are in real life, I don't know how old they're saying Noma actually is. So because of that, he could potentially be cast as her mysterious brother or her secret son. Keep in mind that Noma could have gave us a clue that she has more than one child in season 3 when she told Monet, if I had children, plural, I would keep them as far away from that life as possible. The next question is, if Damson Idris is to be cast as a lead character in one of the next Power books, will he come to the States to team up with Tariq St. Patrick? Or will he be part of a London UK spin-off that was talked about a lot a couple years ago, also featuring Noma? I think the biggest answer to that question is, will Noma survive Power Book 2? Because if she does, I think it will conclude with her leaving the States after she gets on the police radar as a drug trafficker, when they was already warning Cain that Noma is in danger. So this definitely could mean that Monet's planning on snitching on Noma to Carter and his task force to get the competition out of the way. She's just trying to distance Cain from her first. So if Noma makes it out of the States alive, I think there's a good chance that she will be featured in a UK spinoff. But the question is, will she make it out the States alive? Because right now, Tariq is gunning for her spot. That's why he's trying to get all the info out of Anya he can. And Noma also has somebody right next to her gunning for her spot, Cain Tejada. The problem is, neither could even dream about taking her spot until they get an introduction to her plug, who could potentially be her brother. At the same time, if Noma is killed, we could also see Damson Idris, either as her brother or son, coming to the States to avenge her death. Like I said, there's a lot of ways this story could go, but I would personally love to see Damson in the Power universe. I think if Starz makes the right financial decisions, they could find a way to work out a budget to add Damson and still bring back Amari Hardwick to return as Ghost. And there you have it. Leave your thoughts, theories, and predictions in the comments.